All systems go. The Grizzlies primed and ready to play. Live from Memphis, Tennessee at the home of the Grizzlies, we're broadcasting from the FedEx Forum. Last outing for Minnesota, they won that game against the New York Knicks. And what really made that outcome a surprise was how lopsided it was.
And I thought their preferred weapon in that game was the three-point shot, Clark. They really used it well.
Steve, it looked like that was the plan coming into the game, and obviously it was the right one and well executed.
Let's take a look at our starters for Minnesota, all presented by State Farm. Rubio and Brandon Roy manning the back. Kevin Love and Pekovic are inside, and it's Kirilenko in at the 3 spot. And for the Grizzlies, Miracle Man, he's in at the point. Tony Allen and Rudy Gay, the 2 wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Arthur.
You know, I think there were a lot of question marks about Kevin Love when he came out of the draft from UCLA in 2008. A lot of people wondered if he was athletic enough to play in the NBA, but he's such an outstanding rebounder, so strong, and his shooting ability has been remarkable. I don't think anybody figured he could put up these kinds of numbers there.
Unloads from 13, and that's collected by Gay. And here are the Grizzlies. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
As a team in that game, they shot the ball incredibly well, and that was the #1 reason they came out on top.
And it was no fluke. I mean, they were as in sync as you could hope for, really working hard and creating quality shots, and they did it time and time again.
And Minnesota has possession. Grizzlies making the shot. Roy kicks to Pekovic. Back to Roy. 6 on the shot clock. Over Allen. Roy gets the bucket. And Clark, going back to that 2008 draft, if they did it again today, Kevin Love would be a top 3 pick for sure.
That's what makes the draft so fun. You can't do it in hindsight. You have to do it as is. And it points out the fact that it's more art than science. You never know exactly how a kid's going to develop his game once he gets to the pros. Sometimes it's better than you expect, and sometimes it's not as good as you expect.
Roy kicks to Love. That's blocked. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Miracle Man. Hits the 3-point bomb. Miracle Man's got 7.
Man, he makes a lot of tremendous plays at that end of the court. We see it from him every game.
Now, here's Rubio. Tight defense on him. Here's Roy. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And taken away by Roy. And the Miracle Man is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Lionel Hollins. And Doris, what'd you find out?
We talked about the challenges posed by a player like Ricky Rubio. Such a tremendous passer and floor general. Coach said, we know he can make plays, but making shots is where he's been less effective. We need to focus on staying home and forcing him to beat us with his scoring. Guys, we'll see if they can limit his highlight reel dimes. Back to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Open look. Rubio with the rebound. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Can't get it to go.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy 2, the for sure 2. No need to make it fancy and special.
And another miss by Memphis.
Great look, disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
You know, you look at Lionel Hollins, and I'm so impressed with the job he's done. I actually played for him way back in 1988. He was an assistant coach with the Phoenix Suns. That was my rookie season. And he was just a really good guy to play for. Worked hard, has a nice way about him. Kind of a player's coach. Really has a good relationship, a good feel for his players.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Spates checked in for Gasol. And it's Conley in for Tony Allen. Timberwolves also changing it up. Derek Williams checked in for Pekovic. Budinger checks in for Andre Kirilenko. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Brandon Roy. And this Grizzlies team up and coming in the West, certainly. You've got to give Coach Hollins Steve, a lot of credit for their success.
Well, what he's done is he's given this team an identity and a style, and that's so important in this league. What Memphis is, they're an inside-out team. They're tough, they're blue-collar, and they're going to defend every game, and that really comes from their coach.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
Good on the shot.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
Rubio with it. Conley picks him up, and Love backs in. Baseline J on the way, and good on the basket. Book it. Love's got 8 points.
Hasn't had a whole lot of misses here in the quarter. Very sharp shooting right now. It's fun to watch.
Well, when you talk about Kevin Love, you just talk about the numbers. He's a guy who puts up huge points and rebounds seemingly on a nightly basis. That three-point stroke is remarkable, and then he's one of the best rebounders that the game has seen in a long time.
And we've watched a pretty interesting season unfolding in the Western Conference, guys. Let's check out the standings here. You look at Memphis, and of course the Minnesota Timberwolves, down 4 spots from them.
You know, right now for the Timberwolves, they've made some very good strides when you compare this squad to last year's team.
Well, you think about the expectations, Clark, coming into this season. I mean, I think people thought they would be okay, but no one thought that they would be this good. And now all of a sudden there's a lot of optimism surrounding this team. I mean, they've excited their fans, and I think they've got a lot to look forward to.
And you talk about Kevin Love, Steve, stacking up to some of the great big men of all time. His dad, Stan, a former NBA player, and Kevin's middle name, Wes, a tribute to the great Wes Unseld.
And as a kid, Kevin watched tapes of great big men. He learned a lot from that, and so his IQ is pretty strong for the game and has been a little bit ahead of his peers. So when Steve talks about his throwback game, that's exactly what it is. Old school.
Here's Miracle Man.
Wow, the cheers for him couldn't get much louder, guys.
He's endeared himself to these fans in a way that few players can. He is really hard to guard. I mean, that's about all you can ask of the defense out there.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of the game. Here comes Roy, averaging 10 points per contest. Correa, the dish to Steamsma. He gets it up. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead, leading by just 2.
Feel the excitement of NBA basketball. Come out and root for your Grizzlies. Multi-game packages still available to see Miracle Man, one of the best in the league. Come out and represent your town.
Here's Miracle Man. Shot from free throw range. Kicks it out to Allen. Launches a 3. Gets it to go. Miracle Man's got 19 points.
I'm just so impressed with his focus, Kevin, because even with the defender flying at him, he still finds a way to hit those shots on the perimeter.
And, of course, his aggressive finishing ability, something that really ignites his team. Sometimes 2 points can count for a whole lot more than that. Miracle Man, he's in at point guard. Tony Allen and Rudy Gay, the 2 wings. Arthur out there with Marc Gasol. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Miracle Man in their last time out against the Warriors got the job done. He finished with 39 points, as he usually does, really knocking down shots from beyond the arc. Numbers like that make you anxious to see what he can do next time out.
And Doris, that really was a phenomenal performance.
You know what, Kevin? Anytime you bring it like that, you raise the bar on yourself. The key is to not get too hyped on past performances. Today, focus on this game right here, right now.
Yeah, but he's going to have a hard time forgetting that one because that was one of the best performances you'll ever see.
Back to Gasol. Buries it down low. Gasol's got his first points of the night.
Well-executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
You know what I love about Rick Adelman, guys, is he gives his players a ton of freedom. He puts in an offensive structure, but he gives the players a lot of freedom within that structure. And that's why his teams seem to play with such great rhythm.
Takes a three, and again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
They don't seem to have many answers for him in this game. He's doing a terrific job out there. Outstanding work.
Rubio with it, averaging 8 points a game. Here's Budinger. Allen with the rebound. And when you look at the freedom that Rick Adelman gives his players offensively, Steve, you think that's helped Minnesota in this particular version of the team?
Yeah, no question, Kevin. You look at the talent on this team. Ricky Rubio is a guy who wants to orchestrate an offense, but he doesn't want to feel like he's boxed in. And Rubio has that freedom to create plays. And then how about Kevin Love, the way he steps out to the three-point line? Kind of an unorthodox power forward, but encouraged to do so by Adelman because he's so proficient with that shot. So, yeah, I think Adelman is the perfect fit.
Oh, look out!
Wow. Don't do that to him. That was fantastic. Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Major.
That was amazing.
The Grizzlies have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
Well, to this point of the season, guys, they're knocking down about 76% of their free throws.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Memphis. Selby comes in for Tony Allen. And then for Minnesota, Steamsma checked in for Derek Williams. Karolinko comes in for Chase Budinger. And Barea subbed in for Malcolm Lee.
Smart. He's just using his size advantage to get his shot off.
And a sweet stroke, too, you might add.
Kicks to Selby. Here's Miracle Man. Pulls it up. And he connects with the jumper. Miracle Man's got 13 points now in the quarter. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. And the basket by Rubio. There's 57 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Miracle Man, guarded by Barea. There's the bucket, good. Miracle Man's got 31. Now, here's Rubio. Love with the screen for Rubio. Off the screen, and again it's Minnesota.
That's going to be important for this team to fight over the top of screens defensively.
Yeah, you got to tag him and stay right close to him because with his touch, he doesn't need much space to get his shot off.
Here's Miracle Man, and that one's good. Miracle Man's got 33.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Here's Barea. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Yeah, the fans not agreeing with the call there.
Well, that's one way to get a reaction from the fans, guys.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Timberwolves lead by 2.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Good evening. The halftime break is upon us, and let's get right to the first half recap. The Minnesota Timberwolves have the lead against the Grizzlies at FedEx Forum. Right now, they're the 5th place team in the conference. Kevin Love certainly contributing with his play. He's got 10 points and also helped out with 2 rebounds. And for Memphis, they're looking good in their own right. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. Everything going right for Miracle Man. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. It's been quite a game for Miracle Man.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
On the court for Minnesota, Kevin Love and Pekovic are inside. Rubio and Brandon Roy manning the back. And it's Karolinko in at the three. And the basket by Rubio. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, very competitive action. I agree with you, Clark. I mean, this one could come down to the last few minutes the way it looks.
He's done an outstanding job all game long. Absolutely a great job of finding an opening against the defense.
And the foul called on Darrell Arthur. That is his first foul of the game. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Here's Rubio. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
It's kind of been their bread and butter here tonight, that mid-range shot.
Yeah, you know, and living by the jump shot so far, they're living luxuriously and lavishly.
Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Can't get the layup.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this one, securing the ball is so vital.
Pekovic, no luck.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure. You know, they have that statistical sports conference every year at MIT, and last year one thing that came out was the great value of the versatile small forwards who can shoot from the outside. There's a trend where those players are really leading to team success, and Rudy Gay is a perfect example of that.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. The dish now to Arthur. Here's Miracle Man. 3-pointer. Rebound Love. Love's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And Steve, you mentioned that study from the conference that said the best combo was the versatile 3-man with a rebounding scoring center. The Grizzlies with a pretty good one in Marc Gasol. You have to like their foundation. I mean, it's pretty solid.
Here's Pekovic. Blocked. Here's Miracle Man. Covered by Rubio. Rebound Love.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
He dishes it to Rubio. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Pekovic, and he lays it straight in. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Well, you love his motor and the effort level that's there on the offensive boards. That's always there. And those are the kind of things that create extra possessions for a team. And ultimately, NBA games are generally close. So
and Rubio kicks to Roy. Love outside. The pass to Ridnour. Back to Love. Over Pondexter. Here's Almanson. And a missed layup. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Dishes it to Ellington. Rebound Minnesota. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies.
You know, this game kicks off a 3-game season series for these clubs. Definitely both looking to get that leg up tonight.
At his size, he can really finish at the rim.
Yeah, and not just layups. Memphis has gotten 2/3 of their 3-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Miracle Man in at point guard. Tony Allen and Rudy Gay, the 2 wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Arthur. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. That's right, Steve. And even though they may not be the fiercest of rivals, it doesn't mean both these teams, Clark, aren't hungry to start their series off right.
And you know what? Another thing, who knows, guys, the 3 games between them could end up having an influence on how the conference playoff picture shakes out.
The Grizzlies shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Here's Miracle Man. Gay kicks to Gasol. Here's Miracle Man.
Look out.
And he bangs it home with one hand.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
A breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
Rubio outside. 9 feet out. Can't hit. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Shoots the 3. Hits the bucket. Miracle Man's got 43 points.
And he continues to shoot well after that blazing first half.
On the wing, Brandon Roy. Rubio outside. Love outside. It's Roy on the wing. Poked away. 5 to shoot. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
And for the Kings, that's a game they'd really like to have.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Conley's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Ridnour's checked in. Gets it to go. And that's 17 points for Love. The Grizzlies trail by 10. Here's Miracle Man. Jams it with authority.
You let him get to the rim, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You deserve that.
He's more than capable. You're right, Clark, of providing some great highlight reel material.
Yes, sir.
And for a point guard to finish like that, I mean, that is just special.
Begovic with a screen. Ridnour kicks to Love. And that one's good. Love's got 9 points here in the second half.
He's really starting to heat it up, Kevin. They need to double team him every time he touches the ball on the catch.
Brandon Roy. He's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Here's Miracle Man. From the arc. No good. Good D by Roy.
Boy, they've been all over the glass. Big advantage in the rebound totals.
Yeah, that's really carried them in this one, guys. I mean, those one-and-dones have really set a nice tone and let them establish this lead.
He can't do it all. I mean, he's scoring big numbers, but he's got to get some help from his teammates.
He feeds it to Ridnour. Back to Roy. With the lead pass, here's Love. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Miracle Man. Feeds to Gasol. Here's Miracle Man. He's covered by Roy. Here's Miracle Man. No good on the triple.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And that's the only way to stop him, Clark. The defender has to be all over him with a hand in his face.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. He told them that they simply have to step up, saying if we don't make a move now, it's going to be too late. Give them everything you've got. Kevin?
And Rubio kicks to Roy. Roy off a pick from Love. Clock at 6. Roy attacking. Cranes the J off the nimble drop step. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense. Now we're getting used to seeing him hit those shots, aren't we?
And Rubio kicks to Roy. Love outside. Launches it. The Grizzlies pull it in.
You know, they haven't had the best day inside, but they got one when it mattered most.
Miracle Man. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got assist number 5 here tonight. Rubio the pass to Karolinko. He passes it to Love. Rubio outside. Pass to Pekovic. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. They grab their own miss. The shot's good from Love. Love's got 12 points here in the second half.
He made that offensive rebound count. Nice job collecting the second chance points.
Back to Conley. Lets the three fly. And it's Karolinko with the rebound.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
Fades away. And that is good.
And they're closing this game out in style. I mean, I like what they're doing here, competing till the very end.
That's certainly what it looks like. I mean, there's no let-up in them so far.
And that one's good.
Boy, they have just gone crazy from three-point range since coming out of the halftime break.
Boy, it's been one three after another, Steve, an absolute barrage.
Rubio dishes to Pekovic. That's good. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
He looks good, getting it done consistently from deep.
Steve, I know you love the three ball, and he's been sharp, kind of like Steve Kerr used to be.
Here's Rubio. And so the Timberwolves take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.
As this game was ending, the selection committee released the rosters for the upcoming rookie-sophomore game at All-Star Weekend. Your excellent play has been recognized, having earned a spot on the roster. Your thoughts?
Wow, man. What an honor, huh? Well, I'd like to send out my thanks to the selection panel for recognizing my performance this year. Being selected is a great thing for me, and also for the team, you know. I'll be out there giving 110% for the fans. They deserve it. I'm pumped, man. Can't wait for the game. Let's do this thing.